We are moving to next 6 questions. Question number 7. Rank of A equal to R. Then which of the following is correct? A matrix whose rank is R. In that, which of the following statement is correct? First option, all minors of order R which does not vanish. All minors. Note it. All minors of order R which does not vanish. Second, A has at least one minor of order R which does not vanish. And then third, A has at least one R plus 1 order, at least one R plus 1 order minor which vanishes. And here all does not vanish, here which vanishes. And all R plus 1 higher order minor should not vanish. All R plus 1 and higher order should not vanish. All minors of order R which does not vanish. At least one minor of R which does not vanish. At least one R plus 1 order minor which vanishes. And all R plus 1 and higher order minor should not vanish. Can you think of which one is correct in that? A or B or C or D? Which one is correct? The second one is the correct answer because A has at least one minor of order R which does not vanish. Because if we take a 3 by 3, if a 3 by 4 matrix is given, we are first checking all the 3 by 3 determinants because rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of m comma n, minimum of 3 comma 4, that is less than or equal to 3. So we are starting with 3 by 3 minor. In 3 by 3 minors, at least one 3 by 3 minor is non-zero. Need not to all the 3 by 3 minors non-zero. At least one 3 by 3 minor is non-zero. The rank is concluded as 3. So in that case, A has, the rank of A is R, that A has at least one minor of order R which does not vanish. One minor of order R which does not vanish. That is very important. So all the 3 cases are wrong. The B option is the correct. A has at least one minor of R which does not vanish. Therefore, A has a rank R. It's at least one minor of R which does not vanish. Right. Now we are to 8th question. If A equal to 1, 2, 3. 3 row, 1 column. And the rank of A transpose. Calculate A transpose. A into A transpose is equal to A 1, 2, 3. Then A transpose 1, 2, 3. It has 3 rows, 1 column. It has 1 row, 3 column. 1 equal to 1. It is multiplicable. The order will be, when multiply, we will get the order 3 by 3. 3 by 3 order we can have. So, multiply it now. It will be equal to 1 with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 with 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6. 3 with 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 9. Look at the A transpose matrix. Now all are proportional. Multiply by 2, the second row will appear. Multiply first row by 3, the third row will appear. So easily we can make last 2 rows as 0 by elementary transformation. Therefore only one row, the first row will remain, that is rank of A transpose will be equal to 1. Because when multiply first row by 3, subtract from R3, all the entries of R3 become 0. Multiply first row by 2 and subtract from R2, all the entries of R2 become 0. The only first row remains, the first row is the only non-zero row. So we can conclude rank of A transpose is equal to 1. Next question. 9th one. The rank of the matrix is 2, then the value of lambda. The rank of the matrix lambda minus 1, 0, 0 lambda minus 1. Minus 1, 0 lambda is 2, then the lambda value is dash. Look at here, given rank is 2, but the given matrix is 3 by 3. That means what? The 3 by 3 minor should become 0. If a rank is 3 by 3, the 3 by 3 determinant is non-zero. But rank is given 2, but its order is 3. That means all the 3 by 3 minors become 0. Here we have only one 3 by 3 matrix. So that 3 by 3 determinant equal to 0. Rank of A equal to 2. But order is 3. Order of the matrix is 3 by 3, which implies its 3 by 3 determinant will be equal to 0. So take the 3 by 3 determinant, lambda minus 1 0, 0 lambda minus 1, minus 1 0 lambda, that is equal to 0. Now expanding this, lambda into, which implies lambda into lambda square minus 0. Then minus 1, change its sign because of its cofactor, 1 into 0 minus 1. This is 0, you need not take that, 0 equal to this 0. Now simplifying, lambda cube minus 1 equal to 0. It can be simplified as a cube minus, by using a cube minus b cube formula, a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square equal to 0. In this case, lambda minus 1 equal to 0 or lambda square plus lambda plus 1 equal to 0. Its roots are imaginary, so we couldn't conclude any lambda value from this equation. And here lambda minus 1 equal to 0, which implies lambda equal to 1. Therefore, when lambda equal to 1, its rank will be equal to 2. When the matrix follows rank 2, its lambda value will be equal to 1. Therefore, the option is 1 is the correct answer. Now, next we are moving to the 10th question. That is very easy. Within a fraction of second, we can conclude its rank. Can you guess how it is? Diagonal matrix. What is mean diagonal matrix? Except diagonal, leading diagonal, all the other elements are 0. So all the entries here and there are zeros. Only diagonal values will appear. That is non-zero. Any one of the diagonal values non-zero. All the other entries are all 0. Then it is known as diagonal matrix. In that, we have only diagonal elements. Here all the entries are 0. This is 0 row. Another one is 0 row. Another one is 0 0. For last 3 rows are 0 rows. And here minus 3 non-zero, 2 in this row, 2 non-zero, in this row 1 is non-zero. So count the non-zero number elements and that will be the rank. So there are 3 non-zero rows and remaining are all 0 rows. Therefore rank of A equal to 3. Eleventh question. If T equal to the transition probability matrix is given 0.7, 0.3, 0.6, 0 and x is the transition probability, then the value of x will be, I told you that entries in the transition probability are the entries in the transition probability matrix are probabilities of an event. They should be greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1. And sum of the events will be equal to 1. And in this case 0.7 plus 0.3 equal to 1. Similar that 0.6 plus 0.4 if appears, it will be equal to 1. So the value of x is equal to 0.4 because sum of these two entry will be equal to 1. 0.6 plus x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1 minus 0.6, that will be equal to 0.4. So x is equal to 0.4. And then 12th question. Which of the following is not an elementary transformation? The elementary transformations are interchange of rows or columns. Here given interchange of rows, that is applicable. It is an elementary transformation. And then multiplication of row by another row or subtraction of row by another row by multiplying the non-zero constants is valid. And addition of two rows by multiply by non-zero constant is possible. This is also applicable. So row to row transformation, column to column we can add or subtract. Here we can interchange the row to row or column to column. But this one, row tends to 2Ri plus 2Cj. That means row and columns cannot be operated. Row by row operation, row to row operation or column to column operation is applicable, is allowed, but row column is impossible. So this is the wrong answer. The given question is which of the following is not an elementary transformation? The option B is not an elementary transformation. So question number 13, if rank of A equal rank of AB, then the system is, there are four options given. One is consistent and infinitely many solution. B is consistent and it has unique solution. Option C consistent. Option D inconsistent. Can you predict the answer? If rank of A equal rank of AB, then the system is dash. First one consistent and infinitely many solution. Second one consistent and has unique solution. Third one only consistent. Fourth one inconsistent. We have given only four options. One is rank of A equal to rank of AB. That should be equal to number of unknowns. It follows consistent and unique solution. Rank of A equal to rank of AB. That is equal to number of unknowns. That is consistent unique solution. Here rank of A equal to rank of AB but less than number of unknowns. Then only we can conclude this, that is a consistent infinitely many solution. For inconsistent, rank of A is not equal to rank of AB. These are the conditions for the first A, B and D. But look at the third case, C. Consistent. Consistent means what? Consistent means it has a solution. If it has a solution, there are two ways it will happen. One is unique, another one is infinitely many. For both unique, rank of A equal to rank of AB equal to n, and for infinitely many, rank of A equal to rank of AB but less than n. In these two cases, this is common. So the given system is consistent. It should be rank. It should have rank of A equal to rank of AB. If you know the if you know the value of n, the information given about n only, we can conclude it is unique solution or infinitely many solution. So simply given rank of A equal to rank of AB, we cannot say the solution about the solution, but we can say that the given system is consistent. So rank of A equal to rank of AB only given, the system is only consistent. If you know the value of n only, we can decide it is unique or infinitely many. Now next one, 14. If so, the 13th question is answer consistent. The 14th one, if rank of A equal to rank of AB equal to number of unknowns, then the system is dash given. So there are four options. In that option, we have just now discussed here, rank of A equal to rank of AB equal to n, that is number of unknowns. The system is consistent and has unique solution. So the answer for the 14th question is the system is consistent and has unique solution. And then the 15th one, if rank of A is not equal to rank of AB, then the system is dash. Then that is the case D discussed here. If rank of A is not equal to rank of AB, the system follows inconsistent. Right? It has no solution. And question number 16, in the system of non-homogeneous equations is in the form of Ax is equal to B. In that case, the number of variables is n. The system of non-homogeneous equation, and in that case Ax is equal to B. This is the form of Ax is equal to B. Number of variables is n. That means x, y, z, etc. That is n, x1, x2, x3, etc. n number of variables here. The system follows unique solution when it follows a unique solution. For unique solution, we have rank of A equal to rank of AB equal to equal number of unknowns. When it follows rank of A equal to rank of AB equal to n, the system follows a unique solution. The 17th question, the system of equations has unique or no solution or infinitely many or none of this is given. I told you A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, the system follows unique solution. So find A1 by A2. A1 by A2 equal to 4 by 6, B1 by B2 equal to 6 by 9. Now cancelling these two, 2 by 3, here also 2 by 3, okay, then they are not equal, they are equal. If they are not equal, the system follows unique solution. Second case, a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. So check the third one, c1 by c2 is equal to 5 by 7. Here a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2. Therefore, which implies system is this represents two parallel lines. This represents two parallel lines. The parallel lines only differs by a constant. So easily we can conclude that they are parallel. Parallel means no intersection between them. Therefore, no solution exists. This means it has no solution. These two system of equations has no solution. a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2 unique solution. a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. We have infinite number of solutions or more than one solution. Suppose a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2, it has no solution. So the system given in question number 17 has no solution. Then 18, the for system of equations x plus 2y plus 3z equal to 1, 2x plus y plus 3 is equal to 5x plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 4. The system of equations is has unique solution. Then find 18, the for the system of equations x plus 2y plus 3z equal to 1, 2x plus y plus 3z equal to 2, 5x plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 4. There are four options given here. There is only one solution, that is there is a unique solution. The option B, there exist infinite number of solutions, and then option C, there is no solution. Option D, none of these. The question itself they have given four options, that is no solution, unique solution, infinitely many solution, none of these. So if it follows a unique solution, its determinant value is non-zero. So calculate its determinant value. 1 2 3 2 1 3 5 5 9, that will be equal to 1 into 9 minus 15, then minus 2 into 18 minus 15 and plus 3 into 10 minus 5. We have 1 into 19 minus 5 minus 6, minus 2 into 18 minus 15 3, plus 3 into 5 equal to minus 6 plus 15 equal to 3 not equal to 0. The determinant is not equal to 0. The system is consistent, it has unique solution. So we can apply Cramer's rule here. So determinant is non-zero. The system of given equation follows unique solution. Unique solution. In the option, the first option is correct. There is only one solution, unique, or there is only one solution. In question number 19, if determinant A equal to 0, then A is dash. What about A? We can say A. Determinant A equal to 0, we can say A is singular. If determinant A is non-zero, we can say A is a non-singular matrix. Therefore, the answer is non-singular. Determinant A is not equal to 0, then A is known as non-singular. Now next question, the system of equations has unique solution if k is not equal to dash. For what value of k not equal, for what non-equal value of k, the system follows unique solution. That means when a system follow unique solution, its determinant value will be non-zero. So the determinant value is not equal to 0. Then find the right values here. 1 1 1, 2 1 minus 1, 3 2 k. It is not equal to 0. Then finding the value, expanding with respect to C1 or any of the way R1 ways, 1 into k plus 2. Then minus 1 into 2k plus 3. And plus 1 into 4 minus 3. That is not equal to 0, because it follows unique solution. Its determinant value non-zero. So taking determinant as non-zero, expanding in this way, here k plus 2 minus 2k minus 3 plus 4 minus 1, 4 minus 3, 1 into 1 is not equal to 0. So k minus 2k minus k, then 2 plus 1 3, 3 minus 3 equal to 0, so minus k plus 0 equal to 0, which implies k equal to 0 when the given system follows unique solution. The k should not be equal to 0. The k value should not be equal to 0. If other than k equal to 0, if it follows k not equal to 0, the system follows unique solution. And next question 21. The Cramer's rule is applicable only to get unique solution. We know already very well. Cramer's rule is applicable only to get unique solution. When it will happen? Cramer's rule is applicable. Often I have written in while answering the questions in the exercise. And the Cramer's rule applicable when its determinant value is non-zero. Determinant of A is not equal to 0. Determinant is non-zero. The Cramer's rule is applicable. It will yield a unique solution. Question number 22. If a1 by x plus b1 by y equal to c1, a2 by x, b2 by y equal to c2, and then delta 1 equal to a1 b1 a2 b2, and delta 2 equal to delta 2 will be equal to c1 b1 c2 b2, delta 3 a1 c1 a2 c2. Usually we have taken delta x delta y, given here delta 1 delta 2 delta 3. So to find the values of x and y, we are using, to find x, we have delta x by delta. To find y, delta y by delta. Usually we are used in this way, but here given delta 1 delta 2 delta 3, this is for delta, this one for delta x, this one for delta y. Now substituting in this, now 1 by x is this is x is equal to 1 by x will be 1 by x is equal to b, because given here 1 by x 1 by y, 1 by x is equal to delta x by delta. Instead delta x we have delta 2 by delta 1, which implies x is equal to delta 1 by delta 2, and for y it is delta y by delta. For 1 by y, given 1 by y is a term, so 1 by y equal to delta y by delta, that is equal to, instead delta y we have delta 3 by delta 1. Now to find y, it will be reciprocally delta 1 by delta 3. Therefore x comma y equal to the option x1 comma x comma y equal to, the option is delta 1 by delta 2 comma delta 1 by delta 3. Option C, delta 1 by delta 2 comma delta 1 by delta 3. And question number 23. Given determinant of A equal to 3 and adjoint or determinant of adjoint of A equal to 243, we have formula. Determinant of adjoint of A will be equal to determinant A power n minus 1. Now substitute the respective values here. 243, which implies 243 equal to determinant A value 3 to the power n minus 1. So 243 equal to 3 power n into 3 power minus 1. This is taken as 1 by 3. Then cross multiply the 3 here. 243 into 3 equal to 3 power n. Now 3 power 1 3, 3 power 2 9, 3 power 3 27, 3 power 4 81, 3 power 5 243. So this is 3 power 5 into 3 power 1 equal to 3 power n. So 3 power 6 is equal to 3 power n, which will be equal to n equal to 6. Or we can go by this way. Convert this into power 3. That means 243 equal to 3 power 5. So the left side is 3 power 5 equal to 3 power n minus 1. When the bases are equal, we can add we can equate the powers if they are unequal. So which implies 5 equal to n minus 1, then n equal to 5 plus 1, n equal to 6. You can go any of the way. Either convert this way or directly you can move converting 243 as 3 power 5, because we have base on the right side 3. So converting this as base 3, 3 power 5, they are equal, equate the powers, we will get the value of n equal to 6. And the last one, 24th question, the rank of a null matrix. That is very easy to you. Immediately you can answer. Repeatedly I told you that the only matrix which has rank 0 is the 0 matrix. So the rank of a null matrix is known as 0 matrix. 0 matrix. So rank of null matrix is 0 because it may be in any order. The 0 matrix only has rank 0. That's all. We are completing the chapter 1, and only one more question in that I left because it has some mistakes in that question itself, and 22 also in the book given the questions will be wrong. You just check it and change it. If any clarification, I will tell you later.